Hello and welcome to the final of the 888.com World Pool Championships here in Blackpool. There's a wonderful atmosphere here this evening at the Hilton Hotel as two of the game's greats are set to do battle over 21 frames for the right to become the world champion of 2004. And speaking of world champions, I'm delighted to say the reigning world champion has joined me in the studio this evening. Chris, good to see you. You'd rather be out there, wouldn't you?
I'd love to be out there. It's a great atmosphere out there. You know, it's new to these two who were playing out there tonight, so hopefully it's going to be a good game.
Now, very shortly you've got to hand your trophy back. What kind of year have you had?
I've had a great year, you know, doing a lot of exhibitions with Jimmy White and people like that. Couldn't have asked for any more.
OK, well, now, if you're looking over my shoulder and you're slightly concerned the match has already started, don't be. To explain more, I'll hand you over to Alan Hughes.
Well, thank you very much, Mark. I tell you what, let's have a little word with Phil here. Phil, you're not bad with that old cue, mate. As well as the darts, you play this a bit?
Not really. Sometimes during exhibition matches we have a bit of fun. Most people say, oh, you beat me at darts, but you would never beat me at pool. So I have a little game with them, but nothing serious.
Yeah? Well, tell me this. I mean, do you mind? I'm talking to a champion. I'm talking to... You've never won a world title. I'm talking to a man who's won it 11 times. I mean... Thanks very much indeed for coming along. Ladies and gentlemen, your appreciation, please, Paul Hunter and this great champion. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, pal.
We knew that Paul Hunter could play, but Phil Taylor was very impressive indeed. He can play 8-ball.
Yeah, he can play a little bit, can Phil, you know. Must be good at all sports.
Absolutely. Good to see both characters here this evening, isn't it?
It's great to see people from different sports, you know, playing. Paul's a great player at snooker and I'm sure he will be world champion one day. And Phil, 11 times world champion, probably the greatest sportsman ever out of Great Britain.
Yeah, two great sportsmen. We're going to concentrate on two great pool players at the moment. The two finalists, Darren Appleton and Mick Hill. They've been impressive up to now, Chris.
Different class, two best players in the tournament, couldn't really ask for a better final. Darren's beat Quinton Ann 9-6, took out Brian Alcrow 10-4. I think Brian got a little bit nervous. Mick, well, he hasn't had anybody beating Yannick Bafis 9-3 and then defeating the two-time world champion Jason for twisting the semi-final.
You look at those results there and you look at the frames that Hill has conceded, and I'm just looking purely on stats, he looks a strong favourite to me.
In my opinion, I think Mick is a favourite. But these two are great friends, you know, they've beat each other plenty of times. I think Mick has a slightly better record over Darren. I mean, I've played Mick maybe 25 times and I've only beat him 7 times. You know, he is a brilliant player.
There's another thing that we should talk about, they're great friends. Now, does that make it worse?
It can do, yeah, because it can take the pressure off, which I think tonight we're either going to see a really attacking game, really top-class game, or it's going to be very poor. I don't think we're going to see a medium.
It's incredible that neither of these players has won this event over the years. I find it absolutely unbelievable. Why hasn't it happened? There's
so many good players about, basically, you know. You've got Jason Twist, the only England team, really, you know. There's that many good players about. At pool, you can get beat by anybody.
Now, a lot of people have been telling me that Darren Appleton has put so much into this tournament over the last 6 months. You know, he's been training, been practicing extremely hard. When he beat Quinton Hann, the emotion that he showed in winning this match, is there a danger that he wants it too much this evening?
I've always said that over the last 3 or 4 years. I've said Darren wants it so much. You know, he puts everything in. He goes racing around the horse racing track where he lives in Pontefract. You know, he puts everything he can into it. And to be fair, he deserves to win it one day.
But you can want it too much, can't you?
You can, yeah. You can put too much in and put too much pressure on yourself.
OK, advice for both players out there this evening?
I've told both players tonight when I saw them outside, I said, just go out, enjoy it. You know, it only comes once in a lifetime for some people, and just go out there and enjoy it, really.
Absolutely. Let's hope it is a tremendous match. For the introductions, let's join Alan Hughes.
Thank you, Mark. And now we welcome the players. And first, the game's #1 professional player, reaching the Blue Ribbon final of his sport for the first time in his illustrious career. And this talented young star is sure to make this a final to savour. Ladies and gentlemen, on the centre stage, will you welcome Mick Machine Gun Hill. And ladies and gentlemen, he's also talented opponent who has achieved everything in the game with the exception of the world title, and this likeable young man will be giving his all to achieve a lifetime's ambition. Ladies and gentlemen, onto the world stage, will you welcome Dynamite Darren Appleton.
Well, here we are in the world final 2004 888.com. We're in Blackpool and there's Darren Appleton just getting his cue out of his case, and he'll be playing against his good friend Mick Hill. What a final we have in store. It's going to be a race to 11, and I'll tell you what, these two players have been fantastic en route to this final.
First frame, Mick Hill to break.
It's going to be Mick Hill breaking us off. First of all, the handshake. And now Hill gets himself ready. And there's Nosey, looks around the arena and sees it's a full house. And with me in the commentary box, the England captain, Lee Kendall. And Lee, you know both these players very well. And this is the final everybody wanted.
Yeah, two great players, Tony. Mick Hill on number 1 in the sport, and Darren on number 2, so two great players.
Well, he's gone in off his opening break.
Foul, 1 visit.
And it's a pleasure
Open
to
table.
also have with us in the commentary box the captain of the Australian pool team, Alec Bernardis. And Alec, he didn't want to go in off the break there, did he?
No, certainly not the way he wants to start. And to give Darren the first visit is really going to, you know, this game is going to be about who settles first, who makes the least mistakes. We've seen Darren not make many mistakes at all when he played Quinton. And, you know, that's how sharp he can be. So really not the start that he wanted.
Well, it's Appleton quickly moving through the yellows. And this promises to be fast and furious. Both players like to attack. And Appleton beat Halcrow in the semi-finals. Did cough and splutter towards the end, but he got over the line. But Hill has been awesome on his route to his final berth.
Well, we can see Darren here with the opportunity already to clear the table on his first visit. And I think he's just trying to take his time out there and get involved with the balls and take everything in.
He hasn't got much to do here. He's got all the yellows in the middle of the table, cue ball in the middle of the table, so he'll be clearing the yellows at the top and leaving the one at the bottom probably till the last for the 8 ball.
Well, this is what you want. You want to get your hand on the table early, settle those nerves you can have. I mean, both of these players in uncharted territory, never been in a world final before. Both players have won pretty much everything else in the game. But there will be a new name on the trophy.
Yeah, it's a hard match for both players here because they are very, very good friends, so hopefully it'll be a good final for the viewers.
Well, there'll be friends off the table, but I'm sure that both the determined nature that they both have to win this title, they won't be too friendly out there.
That last shot he just played then, Tony, he's played it absolutely perfect to just roll this in and be on his last ball dead straight, so he can screw it out of there and not touch that other red that's there. Otherwise it could have been a problem if he had too much angle there.
Well, now Appleton left with the simple black into the corner. And it's Appleton kicking things off here in Blackpool. Taking the first frame. Appleton leads Hill by 1 frame to 0. Well, frame number 3. It's Hill to break us off. He fairly lunged into them, made a red in the middle. Another red in the top corner. And this looks like a very good split indeed.
Yeah, this is his best opportunity in the match so far. He's broke, made a couple of balls, and this is just what Mick needed to get into the match. He's bound to be feeling nervous, his first world final. So the balls couldn't be easy enough for him at the minute just to win that first frame.
30 seconds.
Well, I think he's going to choose reds.
Yellow ball's nominated.
And he's chosen yellows. Commentator's curse again.
Well, he must be happy with the yellow down
ball's
at the
in
bottom
play.
of the table. It must pass the red into the corner.
No, I think he'll play the yellow off the red, Tony. That was the only tough yellow on the table, the one lowest. But I think he'll look at playing the yellow off the red in the left-hand corner.
Yeah, it's a very good spot, that, Alec. And he's going to do that just about now. And there you see, that's where he wants to make contact with the yellow.
Just sizing up where the red's going to go. He doesn't want it to sit in between where them two yellows are or anywhere in that area.
He just doesn't want a double kiss here. He just wants a nice thin clip on the red.
A very good shot there from Hill. And now the yellows are all open. Look at that once again. That's the shot you called, Alec.
Yeah, he's just taking his time here, working his way around the finish. It's not really a hard finish. He's just getting that cue ball what he wanted.
Well, I suspect he's going to pot the yellow at the bottom of the table and try and sit on the plant. Not the one behind the table, obviously. Two yellows in the middle. And unbelievably, Hill
Red ball's in
has
play.
just missed what you would consider a fairly easy ball by his standards.
Well, I mean, there's no real excuse for this, Tony. I mean, nerves can be the only thing that he's actually missed that for. It was a simple shot, bring the cue ball into the middle of the table for the two yellows. So he's obviously still very nervous.
Well, that's going to make Appleton very confident indeed, seeing his opponent miss such an easy ball. As I said before, they're very good friends, but both of them have that one desire to lift that world crown. Neither of them have done it before, but at the moment it's Appleton making all the running.
Well, he's going to take the red at the top of the table now and come down for choice of reds at the bottom.
It looks as though he's going to have his angle. He's played that shot brilliantly as Appleton. Now he can just roll this in, get the cue ball to the right hand side of the table and play the red that's on the rail down into the bottom right hand corner, leaving with an easy black. Well, if he played that any harder, I think that might have stayed out.
So Darren's showing a little bit of nerves as well.
Yeah, but this one will settle him down a bit. Simple black ball in the middle. We've played 3 and Appleton has won 3.
Frame.
He leads Hill by 3 frames to 0.
Sixth frame, Darren Appleton to break, leading 5 frames to 0.
Well, frame number 6. Appleton 5-0 up against Mick Hill. He's breaking off after that wonderful black he potted. And now he's got nothing off that break.
Open table.
But he's getting serious now for McHill. 5-0 down in a world final. He's really got to get a foothold in this match and put some pressure on Darren Appleton. But there's no pressure on McHill. There's no pressure on Darren Appleton at the moment. McHill's severely under it. But the only way he's going to put pressure on Darren Appleton is
Red
by
ball's in
taking
play.
finishes like this, Tony.
Well, I feel that Hill is now going to have to really go at Appleton. The tactical game he hasn't done very well with
Time out.
when the frames have been tight. And he's also missed a couple of chances.
Time running.
Yeah, all the balls. He's been taking these finishes all week, so it can only be the occasion why he doesn't take these type of finishes out, Tony. It's just not Mick out there at the moment. But to be fair to Mick as well, I mean, he hasn't had the best run of balls. He's always had to chase a game. But sometimes you have to make your own luck, and that's certainly what Darren Appleton's doing.
He's played a good shot there. He's looking at putting the black in the centre pocket. That's why he's just cleared the yellow away from the centre there. And he's got the red in the bottom left-hand corner to screw over and try and hit the two reds just on the bottom row there to try and get them through to the pocket.
Yeah, that's probably the shot he's going to play, Alex. I mean, it's a key shot in the frame, this one.
He chose not to disturb them. He got way too much on that, Lee.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, the other option, I thought he could have played one of the reds inside the yellow ball underneath it and squeezed it along the rail. But he's made himself a lot of work here.
Running.
Well, I believe he can still do that. That's what he's going to attempt right now. Play under the yellow and across onto the red over the hole.
And hold position on the other red.
Well, he's clipped the other ball half ball and left it up perfect. Yeah.
Lovely shot there from Hill. And now he's given himself a real chance. And he cannot afford to miss this one. Just going to drop the cue ball out behind this yellow.
Yeah,
Time out.
He's played a bad shot there. He needed to be to the side cushion so he could just clip it in and
Time running.
flick it out. Now he's got to just dab it round. Yeah, he's played it well.
That's a good shot from Hill. Now he's got a straight black ball into the middle pocket. And not before time. Hill's going to get one on the board. In goes the black.
Right.
And Hill chalks his first one up. He trails, though, Darren Appleton by 5 frames to 1. It's a full house for this men's final.
7th frame, Mick to break. Showing 5 frames to 1.
Frame number 7. Mick Hill to break. Well, the black
Void break.
and the black ball has gone in, so that's going to be a re-rack. A little smile there from Mick Hill, and he's quite happy because there's no other balls going to the pocket, Lee.
Well, I think one's just dropped in. He apologised to Darren because he thought nothing was going to drop. I mean, the 8 balls just dropping in there, but the last red rolls after he apologises. There you go, he apologises, and the red drops in. So he wishes the black hand to drop now.
So frame 7. Mick Hill breaking once again. And what's he going to get this time? Made a red in the middle.
Red ball potted.
Yellow balls don't look too badly.
Yellow ball's nominated.
Yeah, and straight away he's nominated the yellow balls. One's sat over the bottom left-hand corner. So, I mean, it's still not an easy finish, but he's happy to make a ball off the break and get another visit to the table. He doesn't want that one to drop.
Yellow ball's in play.
Yeah, he's just not getting the nudges at the moment. Yeah, he's not going to play the ball over the... I'm surprised he's going to pop this one over the pocket. So he's potted the yellow over the pocket.
Well, Mick Hill just looking now, try and play this yellow off the red in the corner. It's a great shot. And now the yellows are all open.
Still got a little bit of work to do though. There's 3 yellows in a one small area, so he's got to weave the white in between those yellow balls. So he's now going to take the nearest yellow to him into the bottom right hand corner. Possibly nudge into the 8 or screw out.
Well, he didn't want to be too gentle with it, he wasn't. He can now just drop the yellow into the bottom corner. Not entirely comfortable, so he gets up, starts again.
Yeah, that's a good sign as well, because there's no point in playing a shot where you're not comfortable. You just got to reposition yourself and make sure you're right.
Now he's on the black. Simple black now, the hill. 2 in a row, Mick Hill. He's back to 5-2, though he's still trailing Appleton. But it's Mick Hill to break us off now. Frame number 9. And again, the luck seems to be swinging back towards Darren Appleton. Nothing off the break for Hill.
3 balls went close to the pockets then and wouldn't drop. There's such a fine line between winning and losing, and when you break like that.
That's right, it's a good break off, Lee, isn't it? He's just been unfortunate.
That's right, yeah. It is a game of skill, but it's certainly a game of luck as well. Because it doesn't matter how good you are, if you break off, don't pot a ball, you sat back in your seat, you don't get another shot. I mean, the standard of pool at this level is so high. I mean, viewers might play in the pub and they get 2 or 3 visits, but when you come to this stage in this arena, it's 1 visit pool most of the time.
Red ball's in play.
What do you think of that selection, Tony? Would you have taken the reds there?
I quite like the yellows, in fairness, actually, Alec, but I'm not going to get second guess a man like Darren Appleton. He's in the final, and the reason he's there is because he's out-potted just about everybody else. He's been in front of him, certainly out-fought them.
Yeah, he's just run a little bit too far there, so he can still take the red into the middle, but he'll have to settle for a longer shot.
Well, Appleton edging ever nearer that elusive world crown. He's starting to play some really good stuff. I know his mum and dad, Tony and Susan, are here in the crowd. They came over from Pontefract to watch him. Good solid shot there from Appleton.
So he's a little bit close to his work there. He can still take the one down the rail if he chooses and just bring the white out. Shouldn't really be any problem here.
Well, he's just covered the bag. He just thought that.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional, Tony. You can tell by his reaction. He was off for the finish, and he's overcut that. That's why he's missed it.
Yeah, he's just stretching a bit too much there, just trying to reach the white. Obviously hasn't cued it correctly.
Yeah, and he's left a great chance here for Mick Hill to close the gap in this match. There's no reason why Mick Hill shouldn't clear the balls in this visit.
30 seconds.
Very good shot by Mick Hill. Just holding the white now for his next yellow.
That's a good shot there by Mick. But having said that, he's slightly blocked off that yellow ball where the red's gone to, so he's made a little bit of work for himself. Could possibly cannon into that red off this shot, take the yellow into the bottom left hand corner and bring the white over. So he'll be a little bit annoyed with himself there, Tony, to not that
30
right
seconds.
Miscued.
Well, he's had a miscue as Mick Hill, and what a dramatic time to have that. Just look what he's left for Appleton. Appleton was out of his chair that quick, he forgot where he was, he ran back again. Just remembered to compose himself, he's about to run straight into that plant. And there's Darren Appleton's father, Tony. And he'll be quite happy about Mick Hill's miscue. Gives his son an easy chance now to get ever nearer the elusive world title. And he's got this red over the pocket now. Well, he's got a choice of every pocket on the table for the black.
Right centre.
He's going to play into the right hand centre. It's a big pocket. He can play it off the yellow. And in it goes, and after Mick Hill's miscue, Appleton takes advantage, and now he leads Mick Hill by 7 frames to 2. Well, Mick Hill now coming out, inspecting the pack. He's 7-3 down. It's best of 21. Just about to break us off. And that break looks like it's going to come up dry for Hill. And the yellow ball has just fallen in at the last.
Yes, the last ball just plopped at the last second for Mick there, so he can stay in control of the table.
Red ball's nominated.
Have a look at Mick Hill's break action. Got the balls moving all over the table. And just luckily, right at the death, that yellow went in. Well, he's opted for the reds and taking on the big shot first, and great shot
Red
from
ball's
Hill.
in play.
And that was nice to see there. You could see really pumped up for that shot. A good positive long pot into the top right hand corner, and it's just a matter of now picking the reds off.
Just plops that one in the middle, and look how safe he's just knocked down Appleton's balls. I shouldn't think Appleton will be coming back to the table in this one.
I love the way Hughes is so positive here. I mean, the guy's 7-3 down. He's missed a few pots here and there, and you've already considered this game over.
Well, we play with and against Mick Hill a lot in the tournaments on the international tour, and Hill's been in these positions before where he's been behind, and he's very good at rallying himself and never giving in.
Maybe he had some words just after the break there, and it's come out a new man.
Yeah, I spoke to him in the interval, and he said that he felt they had a bad run of the balls, and he hadn't felt like he'd played in this final yet. So I'm sure he wants to show all the viewers how well he does play, and obviously for himself, give himself a chance of winning this title.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's played a great shot there, but wanted a little bit more angle on this red.
And if he runs on a little bit more or falls shorter, it's an easy finish. Now he's got a little bit of work to do. He should still be all right.
You see, he's not going to do anything fancy with the cue ball, just leaving the red into the top right-hand corner. Guarantee position on the black ball. And the Hill is firing now back at Appleton. And the black ball is down, and Hill makes it 2 frames in a row. He's pulled back to within 3 of Appleton, but Appleton still leads by 7 frames to 4. And it's going to be Mick Hill to break us off. He's trailing by 8 frames to 6. He's made a ball. And
Red
just
ball
look
potted.
at the reds.
And the yellows are there as well. So
Yellow ball's nominated.
he's chosen the yellows. You just like going for the odd finishes, Tony, that's what it is.
Well, in fairness, both sets are on.
Yellow ball's in play.
The harder, the better.
If you say so, Tony. I always like him over the bags myself.
Well, Hill just going to pump this one along the rail. And why did he hit it at that pace? He could have just
Red ball's in play.
stroked that in and brought the cue ball out, really.
Well, you said he was going to pump it.
Yeah, but there's pump and there's smash it as hard as you can. Well, you can see the frustration there, look, stamping around the arena.
The only consolation he can take out of that shot is he's still got a ball over the pocket on the left-hand corner, which is going to tie that red up.
Yeah, but look at the double straight in off the
30 seconds.
top right-hand yellows. He didn't go. He'll go for it now, though. There it is.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Alec. He's got a big pocket here. Even if he hits the cushion just before the corner bag, the red should go in off those yellows.
Do you not think the cue ball's travelled a little bit too far though? He's got to hit it very firm to straighten it out.
It's close, and in it goes, and Appleton now has this frame at his mercy. Just when you thought Appleton was going to be overhauled by Hill, he's managed to bounce back after Mick Hill's mistake. And that is perfect. Play the red in the left-hand centre now, just bring the cue ball over to the right-hand side. And within a few seconds' time, Appleton's going to be restoring his 3-frame lead, but also moving one nearer to the title. Glided a bit close to that black ball. Black's going in the same pocket as the red. And he's played that shot very well as Appleton. Straight forward, Black. Down it goes, and Appleton's in front once again. He now leads Mick Hill by 9 frames to 6. Appleton breaking off. Frame 16 of a possible 21. Appleton's 9-6 in front, 2 away from the world title. Well, he's made a ball. Cue ball was very close to the middle.
Red ball potted.
And this is the time of the match now that the heart's going to be pounding. You see him raise his hand there in half an apology to Mick that the white didn't go in, but I'm sure he's glad it didn't.
Yeah, and from Mick's point of view, he won't want Darren to get to within 1 frame of the world title. He'll always want to try and keep him 2 frames away, so he's got a little bit of a cushion.
30 seconds.
So it's a big frame for Darren Appleton here. If he goes 4 frames up with 5 to play, can't see there's going to be any coming back from Mick Hill.
Sorry, Darren. Yellow ball's nominated.
Now is Darren Appleton going to attack these yellows, or do you think he'll play some safety in this frame, Lee?
I think he'll attack his
Yellow ball's
attacks
in
throughout
play.
the tournament. He has dropped the odd safety in at the start of the match when Mick was struggling, but I think that's only because the ball dictated that way. He decided not to take a hard finish on, whereas if he just opens the 8 ball up, there's no reason why he can't finish these yellow balls in one visit.
Well, he looks like he's going to play the cover.
Red ball's in play.
Well, he's left a big hole there. And Alec, would you have played the safety from there, or would you have gone game?
Well, with the yellows on the top right-hand corner, they're being blocked up by the red. I can't see the out on from there, Tony. And the yellow next to the black there. I mean, you got 3 safe balls. In the end, that's what Mick wants him to do, is have a go and miss, pot some of his balls and try and get an easy snooker. But Mick didn't have a real good reply to that shot there.
Mick Hill looking a bit out of sorts at the moment. That last frame hurt him.
How quickly are things swinging? I mean, it looked like Mick was coming back and he's missed that ball on the top rail, then Darren pots out and all of a sudden Mick's playing a couple of average shots.
Well, he's gone away from
30 seconds.
his seat. He's just gone into the background a little bit, Mick Hill. Just wants to change the scenery. Maybe a change of luck.
They like change the score as well, I'd imagine, at 9-6 down.
Well, he's got an opportunity here to cover that top right-hand corner there and get something back in his favour in this frame. Well, maybe not. Maybe he has to play it off the red, but it's still worth playing. You promote one red, kick the one red out and put the other red over the hole.
He's going to try and cover this pocket down.
30 seconds.
Same with his red out now.
Oh, shot.
Well, that was incredible. Played it off the two yellows, potted the red, but tied the black ball up.
I think he's in a state of shock.
Yeah, he knows the result after that shot has left him in a little bit of trouble, so he's got to go to plan B now.
What is plan B, Lee Kendall?
I don't know. Absolutely no idea. I think he is trying to attack a little bit here, but I mean, his options to split the 8 ball out and develop the 2 reds in the corner are limited, so I'd probably just chip the red along the rail and try and get the pocket.
Well, he's going to try and flick this one off the rail and off the yellow. Oh, it's a great shot there from Mick Hill. Well, he's still got plenty of work to do if he's going to finish. It's only really on one red, which is the one on the right hand side of the table.
Yeah, and it's do or die now. He's committed himself to the finish.
He's played that as sweet as you could possibly play it. He's given himself the angle now to get the cue ball down the table. Wants to get right behind the red at the bottom. We still have an option. He could play the black up into the top left hand corner in his prime position on his last ball. Made the pot. And I'll tell you what, he's played that very well indeed, Mick Hill. And there you see he can run the cue ball through to the bottom rail. Just bump the cue ball off the bottom rail and then leave the black into the top left hand corner.
Yeah, it would be a difficult black, but a black he must get.
Well, you just settle for a shot at it at this stage. He's got to try and move it.
Oh.
What a shot from Hill! And I think most players have just played to take the long black. He's got this now in the centre pocket. And that's a great shot. Mick Hill fires a bomb at Appleton. And all of a sudden it's now Appleton 9, Mick Hill 7 here in Blackpool.
Frames to 7.
Well, he's got the chance, it's Mick Hill to break off. And again, if he could make a ball and have a good chance of a finish here, if he gets a 9-8, we know Chris Mellin tipped Hill in the studio. And he's made the red in the centre. And this time,
ball
the balls
potted.
look a lot more inviting for Hill.
Red ball's in play.
Shouldn't have to bounce anything off other balls this time.
Geez, they look good now, don't they, Tony? All open and just everything just sitting there beautifully.
I mean, Darren's still favourite in this match, but Mick's certainly going to ask a question or two before the match is over.
Well, when does it swing to favouritism, Lee? Because you know, you look at Darren winning the first 5 frames. After that, Mick's actually won more frames than Darren.
Yeah, but when you're only 2 frames away from victory and your opponent's 4 frames away, Although you've got one player playing catch-up.
Yeah, well, you look at the pressure swing, you know, Mick's won like 7 of the last 11 after Darren won the first 5. So you look at frame by frame, he's winning more frames. Mick's turning the pressure right around.
Well, you just looked at Darren Appleton then, nearly chewing his towel there. But he's still 2 frames in front, but it could quickly be just 1.
When it gets so tight, it all comes down to whether you get a ball off the break or an unlucky kiss here and there can determine the end of the match. So just the amount of pressure is building.
Just drifting the cue ball now behind the red. Played it perfectly, and Mick Hill is now looking the stronger of the 2 players. And down goes the black ball, and Hill is to within 1 of Appleton.
Frame.
What a good comeback. Crowd 11 every minute of it. Appleton still leads though by 9 frames to 8. Well, Appleton, the smash break, needs a ball. And Hill is coming to the table once again. And just look at Appleton's face.
It looked like he backed off on that break a bit. It didn't look like he gave it everything he had.
He's seen his best friend come right back at him in the last couple of frames with 2 great finishes. And now Appleton's break has deserted him. Hill now just not quite happy. Gets up, gets back down again.
30 seconds.
It's the right thing to do. He's made that
Yellow
pot
ball's
look
in play.
simple.
Look at the yellow, it's all looking pretty good there.
They're all on for Hill. We could see this match go level. It'll be the first time it's been level since 0-0. Hill's always been the one chasing. But it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah, he's still just got to be careful with his cue ball control. They're all there for Mick Hill. It's just a matter of stopping the cue ball in the right areas.
Well, this yellow goes in the bottom right, but the highest yellow of the 3 has got to be your next ball. Be straight on that, and then have a little angle with the yellow on the rail, just to bounce out for the yellow back into the same pocket again.
Well, ever since Appleton went 7-2 up, he seemed to be running in quicksand.
But of course, he could put the other yellow into the other corner.
Time out.
It's just a question what angle he's got on this one, Alex.
Yeah, it looks nice and straight. That's the problem. With
Time
the
out.
rest, he's not going to do very much with this at all.
It'll just be stunning the cue ball in and taking the yellow into the other corner, would have thought.
And I think he'll be reasonably happy with that shot.
He's made the yellow now. All he's got to do is just get the cue up in the air a little bit. Screw the cue ball back. Yellow and black going in the same pocket. There goes the yellow, and this to level the match. Hill has finally caught Appleton up. And in it goes, and this match is now all tied in Blackpool. It's Appleton 9, Hill 9. Hill breaking off. Frame 19, it's now a best of 3 for the world title. And just look how big Hill's break was then. He put everything into that.
Red and yellow balls potted.
Made a couple of balls. And just look at the lunge into the pack.
Yellow balls in play.
I think the difference, Tony, is like you say, the pressure's relieved a little bit on Mick, and he's thrown his arm at this final now, and he's getting the power and the break, and the adrenaline's rushing, and he believes he can win this match now.
Great shot from Hill, and Hill is now playing sublime stuff out there.
But isn't it amazing how the balls change in a match? So the first part of the match, Mick couldn't make a ball off the break, the balls weren't running. Second half of the match, it's reversed. Darren can't get a ball off the break, and Mick's balls are coming out when he breaks.
Well, the tide has certainly turned. And it's turned in favour of Hill. Everything is going right for him now. I don't suspect Appleton can quite believe the comeback that Hill's produced.
That's a good shot. Getting rid of his toughest yellow there.
Just look at the concentration on Hill's face. He knows now that he can win this title. The nerve ends fraying now. There is no greater pressure than what is on these
30
players
seconds.
right now. Well, it's a super pot, but the cue ball is a little close to that yellow. He has a choice. He could go up to the top, pot the yellow over the top corner there, but it's awkward cueing. I wouldn't like this shot.
Just going to dig deep into the wide here.
Well, it's very, very nervy shot this, because when the cue ball's so closely.
Yeah, he's played it well though. You had to be careful he didn't double hit the cue ball there and give a foul away. And like you say, he is going to be nervous knocking these balls in, so it could have been like a little jab and not hit a cushion and given a foul away that way also. But he's looking in a good position here to take the yellow on the top right and just leave an angle on the middle pocket to run down for the 8 on the side.
Well, he's landed dead straight on that yellow in the centre.
Well, he'll be annoyed with himself that he hasn't left himself a good angle there. So I think he's going to have to take the black into the corner instead of coming down for the middle.
I don't think it's on in the right corner. He has to come into the bottom left. And he's done that beautifully too. Look at that.
Great position there from Hill. This black to get to within one frame of the world title and to get in front of this match for the very first time. He's got it. Mick Hill is now 10-9 in front against Appleton. One away from the world title.
And look at his face.
10 frames to 9.
Frame 20 of a possible 21. Appleton needs a ball here. He can't afford another mistake. And he's gone in off the break, and this is unbelievable.
Foul. One visit.
How this match
Open
is
table.
swung.
Time running.
It's a 2-shot foul, I think. What he's hit a ball with his cue.
Sorry, did you, Darren? Thank you, Darren.
Oh dear.
Foul, 2 visits.
Well, what a spot. We've got to applaud Darren Appleton. He must be absolutely gutted. He's called a foul on himself, and well, what a man. In the most heartbreaking way. Let's have a look at this again.
There it is.
Oh, he's caught the yellow ball as it's come at the table.
Foul.
Very unfortunate, but
what a time to do it.
30 seconds.
So for Mick, all of a sudden he's been behind chasing, he's took the lead, and now he's got 2 visits for a chance of being world champion.
Mick Hill's heart must be pounding. 100 mile an hour.
Yellow ball's in play.
The balls are there for Hill to win the world title. All his hopes, all his dreams, ever since he started playing this game. He must have thought about this moment and replayed it in his head for years, and now all of a sudden it's actually there before him. Still has the extra visit.
And he's got an awkward yellow on the left hand side, stuck to a red ball, so it's a question if that'll be potable on the corner.
I think he's just going to roll this yellow in, Lee, and have an angle on that to break that red out, that red and yellow out.
Yeah, you're right, Alec. He's got the angle now.
And if he just flicks a red, it's all over.
He's wasted little time now, Hill, and out comes the yellow.
Still a bit of work to be done, because that black's not easy either, Tony.
Well, I think he's going to drop the one in the left-hand middle, drop the cue ball onto the rail, and maybe play the one that's just on the angle of the middle pocket, down into the bottom corner.
Yeah, he's just going to work out how he wants a cue ball for the 8 ball. I mean, he's got 2 or 3 different ways he could take the yellows out, but he's just going to work out a way to use his 2 shots on the 8 ball.
He's happy with the yellow in the middle, Tony.
He still has 2 visits.
So just be trying to leave a nice angle here, Tony, so he can waste a shot. Won't take any rest of the yellow.
His stomach must be churning. Just look at the shaking now in his hand. Well, he's going to have to use one of his visits now on this black. And Lee Kendall.
This is not easy.
I think he's going to hit it straight into the red on the bottom rail and try and use the red as a buffer to set it up. He's gone for the cut. It's stayed over the bag, but where's the cue ball? This for the world title for Hill. In it's gone. Mick Hill is the world champion. The 888.com world champion, and look at the emotion there as the 2 best friends hug each other. What a comeback from Hill, but you've got to feel sorry for Appleton. Played brilliant pool. And unbelievably, the dream is there for Mick Hill. He's won by 11 frames to 9. The crowd are appreciating it. But what a performance.
Darren, I'm going to keep this very brief, old buddy, because I know what you must be feeling. Everybody here knows what you must be feeling. So near and yet so far, but if it's got to happen to you in a world final, it's better it happens with you and your best pal, yes?
Well, he's just the greatest player to ever walk earth, because from 7-3 up, if I've been playing any other player in the world, there's no way that I would have lost that match the way I was playing. And that's why he's been the best player in the world for the last 5 years, and there'll never ever be another player like him.
Well, that's a wonderful accolade. You know, Darren, the unbelievable part about this final is that both of you players, you've come to this tournament as the number 1 and the number 2 in the world. You've never ever been to a televised stage of a world final before. What do you put that down to?
I just think we've both tried a bit too hard in the past. A lot of expectations, but this year, like, we've not practiced as much. And I said to Mick 2 weeks ago that I think it's going to be me and him in the final.
Well, Darren, you've lost nothing in defeat. Give him a hand, folks. Darren Appleton, thank you. Come here. Machine Gun Mick Hill, world champion. How do you feel, son?
Well, it's brilliant, but it seems so strange because I do actually feel gutted as well, and that's the truth. I mean, I think I was 7-2 down, and I thought to myself, well, just enjoy it, because if Daz beats you, you're going to be happy anyway, you know, for him. Obviously, deep down, I obviously wanted to win as much as anything, but you know, to be fair, he's probably, I wouldn't say played the better stuff, but it's all turned on him, and that's Paul. I mean, you know, what goes around comes around, I suppose. But he's 7-3 up, and he's 8-5, 9-6, and then from there, every time I broke, to be fair, they went over the bag. I mean, there isn't such thing as rollings under pressure, but you know, they come out nice. And then Darren was breaking, and then they were coming out nice, but he weren't getting one. And to be fair, at 10-9, that just shows what a great sportsman that he is. That, you know, Sean's declared 1 visi, and Daz has gone, no, it was 2 shots, so every credit to him.
Well, you know, Mick, you were talking about the 7-3 at the interval, yeah. But you were just really a couple of shots away from being 5-all. You didn't have any run early on in the match, no. And then the latter part of the match, it went the other way. You got a bit of run.
It just felt really strange, because I was 7-3 down, and a few of the pals have come over from Morley. I'll give them a mention. And I've gone out and having a chat with them myself. I'm 7-3 down, but I don't feel as though I've been in a world final. I'm just basically going to give it a good crack, you know, and if I get to sort of 7 or 8, then start thinking about it then.
I've got to tell you, you got to 11 and you won it. Ladies and gentlemen, yes.
Can I just make a few thank yous, please? Sure. My dad's come to watch me tonight. It's the first time he's ever come to watch me. And also to Steve for coming up as well, all the lads from Morley. And one big thank you is to Paulie, because when I was a young lad, when I was 16, as Darren said, he said, I'll sponsor you and I'll believe in you. And I owe him so much, and thanks a lot, Paul. Cheers.
Brilliant stuff. A great champion, Mick Hill. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the presentation party, if you will, consisting of the brilliant Paul Hunter from the world of snooker and our tournament director, George Harwood. And first, ladies and gentlemen, to the runner-up is a cheque for £3,000. Our congratulations for a wonderful world tournament goes to Darren Appleton. And now to the winner, it's a cheque for £10,000, the trophy, and the title of this year's 888.com World Pool Champion goes to Mick Hill. Mick Hill, ladies and gentlemen, a great new world champion.
A very popular winner, a great performance from Mick Hill, becoming the world champion of 2004. The 2003 world champion sat next to me, Chris Mellon. Final thoughts, Chris?
What can you say? You've got to feel for Darren. I mean, he was in the match, virtually was world champion. You can't really say how he must feel. I mean, he must be absolutely gutted, but his day will come, he will win it.
Absolutely, it's been an absolutely superb tournament. There is going to be a lot of celebrating here tonight at the Hilton Hotel. But Mick Hill is the 888.com World Champion of 2004. From all of us here in Blackpool, goodbye.